Are you ready to break free from the toxic grip of narcissistic abuse? Discover the 3 powerful steps that will lead you to healing and freedom. The emotional and psychological toll of narcissistic abuse can be overwhelming. It is a kind of abuse that wears you down over time, often leaving you questioning your self-worth and your perception of reality. The first step to recovery is acknowledging the hold narcissistic behavior has on you. And once you realize this, you can begin the powerful journey of healing. If you're tired of feeling trapped and manipulated, these 3 steps will help you regain control over your life and find the peace you deserve. It's time to take the first step towards freedom and reclaim your life. Narcissistic abuse is a subtle but deeply damaging form of emotional and psychological manipulation. It can leave you feeling confused, isolated, and unsure of yourself. The problem with narcissistic abuse is that it often occurs in ways that are not immediately obvious. Over time, a narcissist chips away at your confidence, self-esteem, and emotional stability, all while making you feel like the one at fault. Many victims of narcissistic abuse struggle with feelings of shame, guilt, and disbelief. They may feel like they are stuck in a never-ending cycle, unable to break free from the toxicity. The aftermath of such abuse can lead to long-term emotional and mental struggles, making recovery feel nearly impossible. However, healing is not only possible, but achievable. In this video, we will explore 3 powerful steps that will help you move towards freedom. These steps are designed to help you recognize the abuse, set necessary boundaries, and heal from the emotional wounds left behind. The first and most crucial step in recovering from narcissistic abuse is recognizing that you are being abused. Narcissistic abuse is not always easy to identify, especially because narcissists often hide their true intentions behind a facade of charm, persuasion, or affection. At its core, narcissistic abuse involves emotional, psychological, and sometimes even physical manipulation. It is a pattern of behavior meant to control, degrade, and diminish the victim's sense of self. One of the most prominent traits of narcissistic behavior is gaslighting, where the abuser manipulates the victim into doubting their own perceptions and memory of events. The narcissist might deny things that have clearly happened, make you feel like you're overreacting, or twist facts to suit their own narrative. This leaves the victim questioning their reality, which is one of the most damaging effects of narcissistic abuse. Another common trait is controlling actions, where the narcissist tries to dictate your choices, relationships, and even your thoughts. This control is often disguised as concern or love, but it is rooted in manipulation and power. Narcissists often make decisions for you without considering your feelings or opinions, leading you to feel powerless and insignificant. Lastly, emotional invalidation is a key element of narcissistic abuse. The narcissist consistently dismisses your emotions and belittles your feelings. They might say things like, "You're too sensitive," or "You're overreacting," causing you to second-guess yourself and feel like your emotions do not matter. Recognizing these behaviors is the first step in freeing yourself from the cycle of narcissistic abuse. Accepting that you are a victim of narcissistic manipulation can be difficult, as it involves confronting the pain and trauma that you have endured. However, acknowledging the abuse is essential to healing. It is only when you accept the reality of what you have experienced that you can begin the process of recovery. You are not to blame for the narcissist's actions, and by recognizing the abuse, you are taking the first step towards breaking free and reclaiming your life. Once you have recognized the abuse, the next essential step in your recovery is setting firm boundaries with the narcissist. Narcissists thrive on manipulation and control, so setting boundaries is a powerful way to protect yourself from further harm. Boundaries are not just physical limits, they are emotional, mental, and psychological lines that you establish to safeguard your well-being. By setting boundaries, you are essentially telling the narcissist that their behavior will no longer be tolerated, and you are reclaiming your space and autonomy. Setting boundaries can feel intimidating, especially if you have been accustomed to the narcissist's manipulation tactics. However, it is important to remember that your boundaries are not up for negotiation. Whether it is limiting contact, refusing to engage in toxic arguments, or cutting off access to certain personal information, every boundary you set is a step towards emotional freedom. In addition to setting boundaries, Emotional detachment is key in breaking free from the narcissist's influence. Emotional detachment does not mean shutting off your emotions entirely. Rather, it involves learning how to control your emotional responses to the narcissist's behavior. You need to stop allowing their actions to dictate your emotional state. One strategy for detaching emotionally is to stop seeking validation from the narcissist. Recognize that their approval or disapproval should not define your self-worth. Another powerful tool is gray rocking, a technique where you keep your interactions with the narcissist as dull and unengaging as possible, thus minimizing their emotional reactions and control over you. Detaching emotionally also means reclaiming control over your own emotional state. You can do this by practicing mindfulness, focusing on your own feelings, and reminding yourself that the narcissist's manipulations are not your responsibility. By prioritizing your own emotions and well-being, you regain the power that was once taken from you. Healing from narcissistic abuse requires time, effort, and a commitment to self-care. After being emotionally and psychologically battered, it is essential to nurture your body, mind, and soul. This means prioritizing your own needs, whether that is through healthy eating, exercising, or simply taking time to relax. It is crucial to recognize that self-care is not selfish. It is necessary for your recovery. Therapy plays a vital role in healing from narcissistic abuse. A trained therapist can help you process the trauma, develop coping strategies, and rebuild your sense of self-worth. Cognitive behavioral therapy and trauma-focused therapy are particularly effective for those recovering from narcissistic abuse. Additionally, support systems, whether friends, family, or support groups, are essential. Talking to others who understand your experience can provide emotional validation and reassurance that you are not alone in your journey. Rebuilding your self-worth is another critical aspect of the healing process. Narcissistic abuse often leaves deep emotional scars, leading you to feel inadequate and unworthy of love and respect. Start by acknowledging your inherent value and taking small steps toward building your confidence. Engage in activities that make you feel empowered and focus on your strengths. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, and gradually you will rediscover your sense of self. During this recovery process, it is important to practice patience and self-compassion. Healing does not happen overnight, and there will be setbacks along the way. Be gentle with yourself and understand that it is okay to feel vulnerable. Allow yourself to experience the full range of emotions as you heal, and remember that you deserve to recover at your own pace. The journey might be long, but every step you take brings you closer to the freedom and peace you are seeking. In summary, the path to recovering from narcissistic abuse involves 3 powerful steps: recognizing the abuse, setting boundaries, and prioritizing self-care. By acknowledging the abuse, you can take control of your healing process. Setting boundaries ensures that you protect yourself from further harm, while emotional detachment empowers you to stop letting the narcissist control your emotional state. Finally, through self-care and therapy, you can rebuild your self-worth and emotional strength, paving the way for a healthier future. Remember, healing is a journey, and the first step is often the hardest. But by taking that first step, you are on your way to reclaiming your life and freedom. Do not hesitate to seek professional help or connect with others who can offer support. You do not have to do this alone. There are resources available to guide you through this process. Your recovery begins today, and you are worth every effort you put into it.